In 2014, the AGA established the need for a third centre, the Centre for Diagnostics and Therapeutics. And our aim is to work with regulatory agencies, investigators, and clinical trial sponsors to try and facilitate the drug development process. And ultimately, we want to improve the registration and the availability of new promising medicines for GI and liver disease, and also for new and promising diagnostic tests. Well, we've not been up and running for very long so far. In 2015, we had a very successful conference on the issue of endoscopic monitoring and of IBD disease activity. This year, in 2016, we have two major events planned. First, we'll have a committee-sponsored symposium at DDW, and this will focus on the drug development and approval process. We're going to have 3 speakers and hopefully a lively panel discussion. And our speakers will represent the perspectives of clinical investigators, a clinical trial sponsor, pharmaceutical company, and also regulatory opinion with an FDA representative. And then later in the year, in October actually, we're going to have what we hope will be the first of a series of annual drug development conferences. The 2016 Drug Development Conference will be co-chaired by me and by Dr. Nimish Vakil from Wisconsin, and it's going to focus on various difficult aspects of upper GI disorders. In particular, we're going to have sessions about gastroesophageal reflux disease, eosinophilic esophagitis, functional dyspepsia, and gastroparesis. And we're going to look at appropriate endpoints for clinical trials and for clinical practice, and also look at existing and promising therapies for these different disorders. In June of 2015, Dr. Michael Camilleri and Dr. Jennifer Conte and I met with FDA personnel at their offices in Maryland, and we had a very useful discussion there. And we hope that the CDT will be able to work closely with the FDA as a kind of honest broker between them and between clinical trial sponsors and clinical trialists. We'd like to be able to take a position on advising the FDA about appropriate biomarkers and endpoints for clinical trials, and we'd also like to be able to facilitate discussions between clinical trial sponsors and the FDA. We hope that we'll be contacted by anyone with interest in the development of novel GI drugs or therapeutics. So pharmaceutical companies, both large and small, we'd like to offer ourselves as a resource. And we may not have all the answers that they're looking for, but we'll certainly be able to draw on the expertise of AGA members and hopefully come up with useful advice and recommendations. So pharmaceutical companies, no size too big, no size too small, clinical trial activists, and also the FDA can all hopefully call upon the CDT for advice and input. And in the future, we hope that CDT will become established as the honest broker, as a liaison between clinical trial sponsors, the FDA, and other groups, and ultimately towards accomplishing our goal of improving the availability and the delivery of promising drugs and diagnostic tests for our patients.